Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
Back to the Peebers.
There we go. PBR, cocktail,
You must,
Tropicalia.
Everything is right in the world.
You must have tried some of the concoctions we sent you.
What? What?
Didn't you send something with Guinness in it, David? And then I sent something
Oh.
else that was equally as gross.
Oh, you don't mean sent actual things to me. You meant sent pictures of terrible ideas.
I don't know. I think that a Guinness and a Monster Energy drink and a tall glass sounds pretty right up your alley there, Ryan.
I felt like you knew me better than that. I thought we were friends. I thought we were close, Then you say shit like that.
Yeah, no, I want to see you on that. I want to see you on Guinness and Monster. That's my birthday wish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about the one I sent you. It was also equally as gross.
Well, I finally did get prescribed uppers, so you'll get me on Guinness and uppers at some point.
It'll be equal.
Downers and uppers all at the same time. You'll just be like Ryan. What Ryan's supposed to be.
You got to balance it out,
We'll try the Jaeger Dr. Pepper Guinness at a tailgate. You included.
We are supposed to be doing a cocktail contest at one of these tailgates one of these years.
Oh wait, we're supposed to do day one, aren't we? So I mean, that's not Georgia Tech. Day one is kickoff at home
kickoff. Yes,
Chattanooga.
So maybe we make some shots, man. Maybe we do some mixed drinks. What do we?
Well, I think we definitely need to have the Monster Energy and the Guinness. We got to just taste test it.
See what it tastes like. Competition.
You can't pass up Jaeger, Dr. Pepper, and Guinness. It sounds like a beautiful combo.
And then it'll be for the rest of the year. No. We're gonna ignore that because
I'm just thinking about it in my head. I'm like,
I'm sorry. Guinness should be mixed with nothing or Jameson and Baileys.
Well, don't they do the Dark and Stormies?
Jameson or Baileys.
Dark and Stormies. Don't you do that with cider? Like that?
There's I'm pretty sure the most common mix is Guinness and Smithwick's.
Yes. What's that?
And that's supposed to be pretty good. I've never had it. I'm not that into it. I have had Guinness and some kind of I forget what it was, like a alcoholic ginger beer, and it was very good. Really good.
I'm always a fan of using alcohol as a mixer in my cocktails.
Yeah. Long Island iced tea. Like, I'm not into tequila, but man, I'm okay.
But leave that Coke out, just give me all the other liquors and just.
I know, put the cocaine in. I mean, what?
Oh, hold up. Wait a minute.
I do enjoy the Guinness and Strongbow, the Black Velvet. Those are pretty good. Just one of them.
I've had that.
But
cider is surprisingly popular in Ireland. I really thought, going into Ireland, I thought cider was kind of like a feminine type thing, And then I went in there and I was like, oh man, Magners is freaking everywhere. Like, David, you know this, right? I mean, Magners is everywhere and lots of people drink it. It doesn't matter. It's not a feminine or masculine thing. It's like, I just want a Magners tonight.
I can only drink one. Just one cider.
The one time I had Magners was actually like at a beer festival, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I like Irish stuff. This is good. And then I drank it, took a sip of it. I'm like, nope, I hard
poured it out.
Nope,
it's sweet.
Nope.
It's sweet.
Fortunately, it was just a beer festival, so it was like just a swaller, and I was able to just move on to the next table. But yeah.
I like a good, just one cider, and that's it. I'm good for the rest of the night. I don't have to have another one for another 6 months, give or take, and we're good to go. But
yeah. I say people do the Irish car bomb though, and you got to chug it, and it's nice. I love it. I love a car bomb, but minus the Baileys, it doesn't turn, so it's really just Jameson and Guinness, and it is still very tasty. It's still a very good drink.
As far as things you're forced to chug down, it actually tastes pretty good. Yeah.
It's it's delicious. I love an Irish car bomb. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
It sounds like we're getting ready for the tailgates.
I know, right? I'm really ready for tailgating. We're 18 days away from Georgia State, and we can't even wait that long. We're gonna go to women's soccer this Thursday.
Yeah.
Boom.
First official Georgia State sporting event of the 2024-25 athletic season. We're gonna pregame, right? A little tailgate action, or go hit a bar.
Should.
I can do whatever.
Maybe a little.
You got a free pass, you got a hall pass over there.
I'm in. No, I'm the kids with mom, and yeah, I mean,
maybe a little halfway.
I don't need permission on the other front, so
maybe a little halfway crooks.
Well, I was thinking
Or
either we tailgate or we hit up one of the bars, because there's a couple of bars like right over there. Daddy D's obviously is right there, and then you also got Das Barbecue and 42, which used to be Augustine before. It was something. It was something else before then. So we'll
I only
figure
do
it out.
Augustine's. They had good French fries.
It's too bad they got rid of. There used to be like a bar restaurant that was in that middle section just south of the complex, and they tore it down at some point.
Well, there used to be Bada Bings, which was just around the corner from it,
Wow.
which was
That would have been solid.
Well, it's just a brunch spot now. I mean, if you call ahead and ask, you might be able to get some of those $1,000 pancakes lined up for you.
slightly. If I have $1,000 to spend on pancakes, then our NIL budget's getting blown out, man. I'm gonna be spending it all there. If I can afford $1,000 on pancakes, we're buying a championship.
They're like gold plated. I'm like, man, if I want that much gold, if I want $1,000 worth of gold, I'm gonna like wear it.
Kind of like buy a bottle of Goldschlager and filter out the gold and just bring that and be like, I'll take $10 pancakes and here's some gold.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so Thursday night, get that out of the way. Thursday night, we're going to be going out to.
Get it out of the way. No, I mean it'll be fun too.
Yeah.
Well, we have talked about it a lot.
Who are
It
we
is gonna
playing?
be nice.
Who are we playing? I don't remember.
We're playing Chattanooga, the Mocs.
Choo-choos?
Yeah. Yeah.
They would have been better if they were just the Chattanooga Choo-choos and they could play a train horn like we do. Much better team.
No
What are
one
they,
is
They're the Mocs. Is that a
the Mocs.
moccasin?
Yeah.
No, they are named after the varsity
Shoes?
Blues quarterback James Vanderbeek, Johnny Mocs. So yeah.
Is that not an MOX or a MOC? So I don't
Well,
know.
they take. Does Missouri have a Z in it, and they're still called Mizzou? Come on, you have some creative liberties there.
Yeah.
So the Mocs is the state bird of Tennessee or something. I don't know.
It's not like
I'm
a moccasin or like a snake.
It's a
That was a snake,
territorial
wasn't it?
territorial bird. I
Oh.
thought. I'm
Oh.
from Tennessee. I should know this.
Yeah, we
Should.
But yeah, no, we've never lost. Women's soccer has never lost.
You're
to
from the
Chattanooga.
worst half of Tennessee, though, so we don't have very high expectations for you.
Well,
It is a
first of all,
bird. Holy shit, David's right.
First of all, Tennessee is not made in halves; it's made in thirds. There's West, Central, and East Tennessee.
So you're in
Each
the worst
claim-
third.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. I'll
I
tell you
feel
what.
like we just did that.
I'll tell you
Pretty
what.
much.
West Tennessee is not the best third. I'll give you that much. You can decide.
Oh, I
what
know
you have.
that. Memphis is like the worst third of anything, except for Louisiana.
Wow. I really have no leg to stand here to argue with you on this.
I
Okay?
I know, you agree, so it's not a problem. There's no need to argue.
I do
Decent
not-
barbecue in Memphis, right?
There's some good barbecue. Or the best barbecue is from Memphis for sure. For sure. And music history was great there, but it's music history.
But it's ribs, right? The barbecue's ribs.
Ribs.
Let me ask you.
They do a good pork sandwich, but you got to go to different places. The places that have the best ribs don't have the best pork sandwiches, and the places with the best pork sandwiches don't have the best ribs.
Yeah,
It's
but Memphis is known for ribs.
it's specifically the dry rub, which
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge fan
Yeah.
of the dry rub, that doesn't really get a lot of play outside of Memphis. So
I tack it up a little bit, but I don't like very wet ribs. If that makes sense.
I have never made a successful dry rub rib myself, but I'll eat the hell out of them when I go back to Memphis. So
I feel like a dry rub rib would be great for tailgates because you don't really get too messy. It's just dry rub, right? So like you get some on your hands, but like
it's less messy.
less
It's
messy.
less messy. Yeah.
Ribs
Yeah.
are great for tailgating anyway because you slice off one at a time. You do a couple racks and slice them up into one rib a piece.
Well, I like
Keep going with
meat on sticks, and a rib is
Yeah.
just like a meat on a bone. It's the same kind of concept. And
Yeah.
things that you can just like walk around and hold and eat. Yeah, I'm a big fan of.
You don't even have to put it
Yeah.
on the stick; it just comes that way.
Exactly, it's got a built-in stick.
The ribs just meat on a stick.
We are definitely ready for some tailgating.
We are, yeah. Luckily, there's only a couple weeks left, right?
18 days from right now, 17 days from when this drops, will be tailgate, which we still need to lock down everything. It sounds like maybe we're leaning more towards varsity again.
Could do it.
Well,
It's there.
How about we have a goal of ourselves on Thursday night when we go to the women's soccer game to leave that stadium knowing what our plans are for tailgating. That way we can. Someone's going to have to be there to remind us what we decided to do.
I like
That's
goals. Goals are
Great
good.
idea.
Goals, yeah.
Goals. All
Smart
right.
goals too. Those are great.
Speaking of tech, we got our tickets today, right? We got our seats. We know where we're
Some of us
sitting.
Did right? They're still working on it. They got 1,800 orders, and they got to do a transfer for every single one.
1,800. Didn't we get 3,000 tickets? Did we not sell all of them?
We might have
Sure.
said something like that. I don't know what we did.
We sold tickets to a game. Lots of
There
them.
are a lot of people that I know that are going to this game, including some like higher profile Georgia State fans that bought through tech. They wanted to get better tickets. They didn't want to sit in the visitor section.
What?
So-
You want to sit with us?
Not me. I'm sitting
be-
with you
it's
guys.
gonna be
No,
a
I
watch
know
party.
you are, but like whoever you are. What is it like?
Some
DJ?
people are just
What
so
is it?
like. I think one of the things.
Who,
we do
who
with
is
this
it? Name names.
Oh,
I'm
they
just-
rhyme with Ren Soar, So that's the whole concept of this podcast.
You gotta sit with the people.
We are the fan podcast. We don't know crap about the sports we talk about. We're just fans. We just go to games, we cheer on our team, we drink excessively, and then we spend 3 or 4 hours talking about it afterwards. That's
Me
just
too.
what we do, right?
Could you imagine how
Yeah.
exciting and sad it would be to go to Tennessee and buy tickets in the upper level away from all our fans and have us win the game, and you're like a mile away from all the big group of fans?
Oh, I know, right? Well, that's what I was
Ah.
talking to Ren Soar about just a few minutes ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I have not actually been to a lot of Georgia State away games, but the few that I have been to mostly have been the P4, P5, whatever you want to call it, games, and that's where it's fun. Being in that section, whether we're up or we're losing or it's closed, that's just fun. That's what I was trying to get at. We are the fan podcast. That's what we do. We enjoy being a fan of Georgia State, even though Georgia State does not enjoy us being fans of them. And
They're stuck with us, whether they like it or not.
Woo! It's kind of like being fans of the Browns. Like they went through a lot of hard times too. We do too.
well,
We've earned
as
it.
We've
as a
earned
Brown, I don't know how to take that.
Nah.
it.
I thought you guys were all fans of the Browns. Yeah, no, so we got that looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. But 18, 17 days away. So
Yeah, and
A
you know what?
long-
If you're on the fence and you're listening to this and you want to go to the tech game, just buy tickets in the section next to us.
There's going to be
Or
extra.
in the
tickets.
upper.
Where are we? We're 130, right?
we're
A
130.
bunch of sections. Yeah,
Yeah,
We-
but I mean,
there's
I think the main is that corner, the 130 corner.
it is. Yeah,
Seems like that's
Well,
where
there's
the
been
visitor
several
section
people.
is.
There were several people that were mentioning in our Patreon group that were 129 as well.
130,
And
130,
131. So we'll have
131. Yeah,
this little corner over there. I've already gone through to the little Vivid Seats or whatever it's called, and click on the little link so I can see what my view is going to be like for my
It's gonna be
seat.
great.
I'm like, it looks great when there's nobody there, which actually means it's probably pretty what it's like to be at a Georgia Tech game. But I feel like if
Yeah,
there, if
nobody's
there
going
is
to be there,
anybody,
David. It's
Yeah.
fine.
people will be there if by some crazy football god way Georgia Tech ends up beating Florida State in that week 0 game. I think you're going to have a packed Bobby Dodd, a packed house.
So, have you looked at like what their history of having attendance is after winning some of those big games? Because they always win a couple of big games. They always do.
somehow. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. They pull them out of somewhere or another, and then like it keeps their whatever terrible coach they have at the time, keeps them hired for a little while longer because they beat FSU or something or Clemson somewhere.
I feel like that's always later in the season, though. It's like
Yeah.
right there, like, right when like the seat's getting hot for the coach, and everyone's like, "All right, he's out of here." And then like in mid-November, they beat a Clemson or a Miami or a Florida State they had no business beating, and like and all like the diehard fans are like, "Crap, he's here for another year now."
But I'm
He's not
wondering if
going
you look
anywhere.
at the next game and have noticed an uptick in attendance, and I think you won't.
I think it'll be pretty good for this game because their next game is less exciting.
It's their home opener
Like,
too.
it is their home opener, so they should get a little bump. I mean, but their next home match is what, VMI or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
Is
what I
there a way-
clicked on today, but
No, you're right. That's actually I was thinking. I was in the same
third game,
thought
fourth game.
train that you were on there to be like, who is their next game? Because are we that trap game? They ignore us, looking forward to somebody else. But no, they go to Syracuse after we come over
Yeah.
there, and then their next home game is hosting VMI.
So yeah, I mean they're going to be excited. It's first game opponent.
Everyone
they know
loves
where
first
it is.
game.
They know where we are. It's not like they don't know who we are.
I know.
They know where we are. Trust me.
Okay. So say like out of anybody who should know where Georgia State is, you would think it'd be the university.
It's a
or
mile away.
Sorry, the institute that's in the same city. But how many of them do actually, or would they just say they don't know where Georgia State is, like to be like condescending?
They could be like, so is this
patronizing.
another FCS game? Is that what this is? They're going to say shit like that.
Think that we're like, was it in Milledgeville? Oh, is this Georgia College and State University? You have Ben Roethlisberger as a big spokesperson for your program.
What FCS conference do you play in?
They still think that. Yes,
yeah.
As
That's the
smart
P5.
as Georgia Tech graduates are, Georgia Tech fans are some of the biggest idiots in the world, and they'll totally pull that. It'd be
Well,
great if you
even
guys were-
Georgia Tech themselves, though, they've got some rough patches.
if you like, it'd be great when you guys moved to D1. I'm like, shut up, you asshole.
Already in there.
D1 the entire time. So
I thought you're smart. You guys aren't pretty dumb.
yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yellow's not gold.
And also, Yellow Jackets don't build honeycombs.
Oh,
So,
hey-o.
Go build a rocket and move to Houston. All right.
Stop being so dumb, you dummy.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
Dave Cohen on my shit list.
What?
I almost did it. I almost broke our. You almost got a dirty word. You almost had to come edit this.
All right. What's this hot take about? I think I saw an article or like a.
All right. So
podcast or
Dave was
something.
on. Dave Cohen was on Dave Schultz Locked On Sunbelt podcast. It came out yesterday or today. I think it came out yesterday.
Okay.
And so he's talking. I mean, and Dave does a fantastic job. He's a living legend. Definitely.
Then why do you hate him so much?
Figure
What did
one
he do to you?
on the Mount Rushmore of Georgia State athletics with his 42 years of calling games. No, so Dave's. This is so confusing because I'm Dave and they're both Daves and we're all Daves.
We'll call you
talking about-
David for this segment.
We'll call me David Prime.
You're
take
a Dave. I'm a Dave. We're all
Just call
Dave.
you. Just call you Brown.
So Schultz asked Cohen. Schultz asked The Voice, about Del McGee's recruiting style, and he's talking about how Del McGee approaches it as two states. There's the state of Georgia, and there's Atlanta, which is like another state. And he falls short of saying state of Atlanta. I was like, damn you, Dave. I actually messaged Dave after I was watching it. I was like, you were so close. I was rooting for you so much. I was like, I'm trying to build together a collage of all the times Del McGee has said state of Atlanta in an interview, and I want to add you in there to it. And he said, had he known, he would have said he said he's gonna try to add it into one of his Panther Insider podcasts. So
I was gonna say, I bet that he did know and danced around it on purpose so as to keep his own thing so succinct. He just is just trying to be smart about all this. You can't associate with people like us when you're the voice.
I know he's
it
too
looks
good.
bad if you do.
Yeah, but no, he did say some cool stuff in the interview. Just touch on a couple little points. Everyone should go watch it because obviously watch anything that Dave does. He's fantastic. He makes the comments. Running back room is loaded. Quarterback room is loaded. And what he sees as the biggest question mark on the team going into the season is
Defense, offense,
offensive line, which makes sense. we lost some players through graduation and through transfer, so that's his concern.
You
Or
mean it
I
makes
shouldn't
sense
say
because we
concern.
lost players. We lost every quarterback we've ever known.
So the quarterback better be ready to run around a lot. Is what you're saying, Dave?
Well, if the quarterback's be running around, then it makes a big question mark on who that quarterback's going to be.
Hey, is it a full room or not? Because we just gave quarterbacks a full room.
Well, we took two quarterbacks from the same school, Ryan.
They're there and they can get knocked over. We just need to make sure they're sturdy and they don't get injured. That's what you're saying.
I will say, like, reading between the lines the way that I can, it seemed like we're not going to get a very exciting quarterback this year, and that's going to be by design. We're going to get whoever can complete the most passes.
Connor Manning
that's-
minus.
I want that guy. That's who
I
I
mean,
want.
really, is like what it really comes down to. What it really feels like is who can complete the most passes, and that's going to be it. That's going to be
Well,
the dude.
so the going rumor talk from those on the message boards and that are actually at these practices and
Zach?
gone out there and watched is that Zach seems to be getting the people think that he'll get the nod to at least start the season. Doesn't mean he'll finish the season. Doesn't mean that he's the all chips in on him. But Zach Gibson, former quarterback from Georgia Tech, will get the start. That's what they. But this is just purely
Probably complete the most
speculation.
passes.
I mean, it would be a sensational story if he leads us to victory over his former team.
You know,
it would be cool.
Ah,
you know he wants to do that, right? Like that's
so bad. That's got to be running through his head constantly.
when he transferred to Georgia State, he had to have known. You look at that schedule. You don't transfer to a team and don't look and see who they're playing. He has to have known that Tech and State were playing in game 1, week 1 of the season. So you know he wants that. He's got to want that. Either that or he's a plant. The ultimate Georgia Tech.
He's gonna throw pick after pick or something.
Exactly.
That would be like the most ridiculous long game there ever was.
Crazy.
And you'd have to just be like, "The hell's wrong with these people?" Like you literally like recruited a player into our like a G5 program just to like throw the game, one single game somewhere a couple of years in advance. Like, come on, that'd be insane.
People have
Guarantee
said
a
more
W.
obscure things on the internet, so it wouldn't
True.
be.
Well, tell me
Yeah,
about what other things libertarians have said. No.
We're winning.
Yeah, we can talk about this later, Ryan. But you've been getting into some little internet fights with your fellow libertarians lately. It seems
Ooh.
Oh
like.
yeah, no, lately, only lately.
Yeah.
No, it's been a while now.
I've seen a lot today.
They love me.
It's been a constant,
All right.
is what you're saying?
Another thing that Dave said, and this is what I like to hear the most. This was like the hot take I took from the whole thing was he was talking about the way that McGee is approaching just his day-to-day activities, his day-to-day operations. It's specifically like an SEC program. He says, getting in early, staying late, watching lots of tape, lots of meetings, not a lot of downtime, just that diehard dedication, which we
Grind.
talked about this last week,
Yeah.
which is the complete polar opposite to what Sean Elliott did. And, and he praised Sean Elliott. He praised Sean Elliott for turning the program around and getting us in that direction, pointing forward. And I just have to think, like we said before, if Sean got us to where we were doing the bare minimum, and now we have somebody coming in doing the absolute maximum, the sky's the limit, right?
Well, I'm gonna swoop in with a barbecue metaphor.
Ooh.
We won't get off topic at all.
No, it's a metaphor. It's fine. So, like, you're cooking ribs for your family, and you might do like a 3-2-1. You might just be like, screw it, we're gonna do a 3-2-1, and like just do it easy mode, whatever. And it comes out, it's good. You've turned that piece of meat around quite a bit, and it's really good
from its raw format. Yes,
But if you're in a competition, you might spray it, you might inject it, you might do a couple of other little things, you might give it a little love that you
So
might
you're
not have
saying that
given
Del
it
McGee-
before.
So you're
Step all
saying Del
night with
McGee
it.
is going to be spraying and injecting our team this year?
Sean was like
Whoa.
3-2-1
Hey
ribs.
now.
He was like just getting it done for the family.
Actually, he
You
was
know?
just ordering it from somewhere to bring it in and say, "Look what I
He was
made."
ordering it from somewhere in
Del
Colombia.
McGee, Coach AD McGee, is out here in a competition. He is making sure that them ribs are the best ribs you've ever had in your mouth ever. and that's the
Ever.
difference. That's the
And,
difference.
and we're gonna suck that bone dry.
You know, and so that's
Probably
what I
are.
want everybody to know, that I have love for Sean, because 321 ribs are delicious. They're fine. They're great. But Coach AD
You
McGee
can get
seems
some,
like he's giving it a little more love.
You can get some 321 ribs from Williamson Brothers at the Georgia State tailgate. There you go.
Ryan, I gotta tell you, going into this, I had very low hopes for what this metaphor was going to be, but knocked it out of the park, man. I love it.
Boom.
Well done. I should have more faith in you. That was actually excellent. Yes. What the difference is, to put it into layman's terms, the difference is getting by versus actually putting in effort.
Versus
And
winning.
What if you just put in like half the effort McGee's putting in? We'd probably be top 3 in SBC.
exactly.
Now we have bigger aspirations, right? Get out of this conference. I can't say that word. And win the Sun Belt and win the national championship. Duh.
That's when man, it's a question I want to. If I get a chance to talk to McGee, that's a question I want. And I know that you got to dance around what you can and can't say, but like
sure.
Theoretically, Coach AD McGee,
If you could do anything,
like what conference do you think Georgia State? A program like Georgia State, what kind of conference do you see that kind of program in? Not us specifically.
If the Sun Belt didn't exist, where might Georgia State land?
How pissed off are we going to be if he says Conference USA?
No, he wouldn't say that.
No, we'll immediately correct him. I don't know with what, because I don't necessarily buy y'all's AAC bullshit. But
I'm just glad. I'm glad we got out of the shit. What was it called? Colonial. When we did and moved up, because shit, we could have been the teams coming into Conference USA this year. I mean, we'd be ecstatic moving up, but
is that even moving up?
Joke. The whole conference is a joke. It's
a
bunch of new teams in Liberty.
I couldn't believe we had one of our patrons post a map of the CUSA a few years ago and the CUSA now, and I mean it's like 100% turnover,
just
right?
Newbies,
not a single team in there. Yeah,
and the teams are all just like, who, what? Like Liberty literally runs it now. As of like what, a year ago is when they joined, or 2 years ago, or something stupid.
I think that's part of the bylaws. They all have to lose to Liberty, so they look good.
That's nuts. I'm so happy that we're not there. That we didn't.
I don't care about the Sun Belt. I care even less about Conference USA. But if I was to actually give props to any program in Conference USA off this whole,
don't you do
Middle Tennessee? Western Kentucky.
No, Jacksonville State,
okay.
Jack State.
Cool.
First of all, I like the abbreviation of Jack State. That's cool. Although they complain that everyone thinks they're in Florida. I'm like, well, don't abbreviate your town to the airport code of the city that you're pissed off that people refer you to. But yeah, Jack State, they came in, they did well. Kudos to them. I don't ever want to play them.
You're like, I've had enough. I'm done.
Well, been there, done that.
We have.
Yeah, I did. I mean, they play them. I want to beat them, but no, I at this point, I don't want to play any Conference USA teams.
No,
I just like blackball all of them. Just like we're not doing that.
And Jacksonville State is probably one of the closest programs to us outside of Tech, obviously.
Well, what is the functional difference between playing a CUSA team and playing an FCS team?
Nothing.
Playing
about the same.
Conference USA and who?
FCS.
FCS.
Oh, FCS. Yeah. At this point, right now, like this
year, yes. Let's
I'll say for the rest of this decade, there's no difference in playing Conference USA and an FCS team.
Right.
I wonder if we have any CUSA teams on our schedule upcoming future.
We do not.
I think you do need to play them every once in a while. Just to
I like
beat
David's
the
take
out of them.
I like David's take. Just screw them.
I'm saying,
sorry, Kennesaw. Sorry, we're not playing you again.
Some Sunbelt people need to play them and beat them. So, like, let ULM go handle that.
Trash Down South has both Jack State and Kennesaw State on their schedule.
Yeah, let TDS go handle that. And when they beat them, it'd be like, look, the worst of us can still beat y'all. It's all good. We're fine.
Oh yeah, we can. Does that game actually count towards your bowl eligibility, or Did you have too many of
The
those this
guinea.
season? We're
And
not
let
sure.
me explain to you too. I was rooting for you against TDS, so like this isn't even about
So
who I
you're
thought
welcome.
should win, but
Although Jacksonville State also they're the Gamecocks, and
Ooh,
fun
Don't
mascot
remind me.
name, right?
don't remind me of that. Ugh. How is Elliot? Do we know? Does anyone see anything on him? Except the
I don't know.
lake, probably.
He's making $800,000 a year, and he's living on his lake house, like next across the street from his job. I think he's doing okay.
Quality of life is high right now for him.
I bet South Carolina has a very strong run game this year.
Oh, no,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
he's a-
lie. Like I bet because he is.
well, he's a tight.
He
he's a
seems to
tight
have
end
a
coach.
very good mind for how to do like blocking schemes and make sure that running backs
He's-
have a lot of room.
He's tight end coach or assistant.
He is also the running game coordinator,
Mm.
and I think that's the more important title.
Okay, I'm trying
I think
to
that's
of
what he's working
something.
on the most. I think that's how he's adding to the program more.
That's fair.
He's not a
Also,
tight end. He can do some blocking for the tight end. But he's not a receivers
going to
coach.
suck for him is if South Carolina does not put up an 8-win season,
They're
Shane
not.
Beamer's going to be fired,
He will.
and Elliott's probably going to be looking for another job somewhere else. That's
The
probably
run
not
game better
gonna,
be real good.
and it's not going to be in Columbia unless he goes to coach his son's high school team.
Well, yeah, that's probably always open right there. Nice job, high school.
I'd have to imagine that $800,000 in Columbia goes a long way too. They probably still do 2 for $2 long neck nights at the bars.
He could come back and
Now
be
you're
a South Carolina recruiting coordinator on our team.
No, I want I want Dan Ellington to hire him as his tight ends coach at whatever. I think Ellington's at a community college in Mississippi or something like that right now.
Yeah.
Except because Dan's from Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he took
so.
a head coach. He took a head coaching job or a offensive coordinator job
I think it's a
at
coordinator
Mississippi.
job.
So I want
to
Sean to work for Dan. That's what I want.
That'd be.
And I want
That'd be
Sean to
bananas.
have a layover from whatever airport is closest to him in like
In Memphis.
As I was like in Cincinnati before he can get back to Atlanta
Columbia.
to drive to Columbia and be like, oh man, you could have. All right, enough hating him. One last thing about the interview with Dave and Dave. Schulte did call out how weird our schedule was. He didn't go so far as to say that the conference has something out for us, but he did comment about how weird it is, and it is awkward. I'm going to
What
find
did Dave
out.
say back?
Wait, what did what did Dave Cohen say about that?
They just kind of talked about like how
It's a
important.
schedule.
Well, they didn't really talk about. Schulte brought up how awkward it was, and then it just turned into how important getting early wins are.
Okay.
And Dave
Basically,
said
they were all like, "Just win, baby."
Dave's
They
gonna.
just did me. They pulled a me.
Dave's not going to
Dave-
say anything about the Sun Belt front office.
Dave said how important it is to beat Chattanooga, how important it is to beat Vanderbilt, and then we have the he made a comment about trash down south. He didn't use that word exactly, but my phrase. How weird it is to have that game so early in the season as well.
with
They
two
did not-
buys surrounding.
They did not talk about how early the buys were, which
Ugh.
really that's just the icing on the cake to me about how horrible the schedule is. Then you throw both buys that early in the season, but we've talked about that ad nauseum. So.
When we get onto the ESPN Prime networks and some of our games, I wonder if they see our schedule and go, "Huh, that's a really weird schedule," or "Wow, they had 2 bye weeks." Bookending one of their games. I mean,
I really want. So I've actually spent
Nobody cares.
several hours of the past week. I've spent several hours working on. I've been downloading schedules across all of FBS, and I haven't downloaded everybody yet. I'm going to try to find where teams have had a schedule as bad as us. 5 games in your hometown, bye weeks that close together, and then 4 games on the road in a row. I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to figure out how bad.
Guys, didn't we
some
get
of
our
the schools-
basketball schedules?
we're not there yet.
We're not there. I still have more football stuff to talk about, Ryan.
I'm doing the segue. I was doing the segue.
Ah.
No, there is some.
I
not to
was
get-
doing it because it's weird.
You're like, stop talking about.
I'll get there.
schedules."
Oh,
No,
Ryan,
it's okay. If you guys want to talk about schedules, like let's do it.
I have saved 50 minutes of part 2 of this week's episode to talk about the basketball schedule getting screwed over. So,
Second time you almost got my F word.
so go take that second edible and
I
refill
didn't
the
take the first
PBR.
yet. Just calm down, okay? I'm better than that because you guys sometimes take a long time, and I can't rely on you to shut up
I
when my gummy
want-
kicks in.
I want to talk about recruiting for a second.
Okay.
And for
What do you got?
a second, it'll probably be another 20 minutes. So the top 3 recruits in Georgia State history are all committed to the 2025 class. 1, 2, and 3. LaDainian Martin, Kyle Washington, and Tamir Brasford. Is that right? Bransford.
Bransford. Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. They are all committed to the 2025 class. That's the top 3 recruits in Georgia State history.
What is
then-
McGee promising them?
And
Can
then
I-
you look. Hold on. I'm
I
not
know
done
you're
yet.
gonna say Ryan.
And then you go top 10. All right. Number 7, also part of the 2025 class. Number 9, part of the 2025 class. Then you've also got number 5 and number 10, Deuce Walker, Braylon Ragland, currently on the roster. What is that? 7 people, the 7 highest recruited players in Georgia State history will be on the roster come 2025. What Del McGee is doing is something that's obviously never been seen before at Georgia State. Ryan, you can go.
Ryan, what is it?
My question is, how many higher ranked people were committed and never showed up to the program? I don't know
That's
the
true.
answer to that. We might
good point.
actually be in a very good situation with those 3 recruits right now. I mean, if they stick around, obviously we are. But I'm just curious about making the claim that, like, if they come on, but like, how often could we have made that claim before and they didn't come on? I have no idea.
There's probably some here and there. I mean, I gotta say, like, commitments now in 2024 for your 2025 class. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of offer matching going on between now and signing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, well, so and so school is offering me 80,000.
It's a negotiation at this point.
What are you gonna give me? $80,001.
Yeah.
Well,
Until that
Ryan-
ink is on that paper.
Right.
Ryan, I'm not sure if you saw this though, but like we have
best class.
1,000% recruit guarantee, 1,000% commitment. That is what these
Is that
players are
a-
saying.
What?
Oh.
They're 1,000% committed to Georgia State.
It's a good
Well,
thing it's
until
over
they're-
100.
Until they're negative 999% because somebody else gave them more money.
Until there's an
Yes, for sure. We don't know. None of these guys have signed yet, so that's not. But just to see what Dell's done, and like,
Yeah.
and then so let's look at it across
And also,
the entire.
Also, please, dear God, let's knock off Clay Chastain. Please, 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 please. He can stop being our top-rated recruit of all time, person who did nothing.
Right. Looking at the conference as a whole, Georgia State is in first place right now based off of recruiting rankings for 2025, and it's not even close. The number 2 team in the 2025 rankings right now is Appalachian State. They have 11 commits. We have
Shock.
21 commits.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that a
we have
lot for where we are now? I mean,
it
It used
drops
to
off.
be. It used to be 25 is like what you get in a standard recruiting cycle. You'd get 25. That was like what you could give. So
we're pretty
I
close.
mean, we're
already.
early on. We're still early.
and we're
these
still
guys-
early, yeah. It's
these
the number's
guys-
bigger now.
Right.
These guys have not even started their senior season of high school football. Well, actually,
They're
maybe
about
they
to.
have started their season. They're in the midst of their
A little
the
early,
first
yeah.
weeks of
Yeah.
of their senior season. We've got into what, December is when the first signing period is. So who knows what's going to happen? There's plenty of things that happen. They're going to ball out. Other offers are going to come along their way. We've got no idea. But right now, like, we are sitting high. And on top of that, looking at the Sun Belt Conference, out of the top 5, it's App State and us as the top 5. It's West Division teams. You don't get an East Division team back in until 6 with Marshall, and then Coastal at 7. Like, McGee is owning this division right now.
Well, and I will tell
It's-
you, Appy year in and year out is top of that list. And so
Yeah.
for us to be competing with them is amazing. It's awesome.
I'm
They're
convinced.
driving them nuts.
It's where
I'm
we should be.
convinced. I'm convinced they have a recruiting advantage because they get these players up to Boone and the air's thinner, and they don't know what they're doing, and they
And
just
they
start
get 'em
committing to stuff.
high.
They literally get them
Literally.
high.
They got legal
And they-
beer.
Legal beer. I like
legal air.
That's a joke. Sorry, it was a bad. It was a. I think it wasn't a bad joke, but maybe it wasn't a joke for you.
No, not for me. Not for me. No, it's cool. It's exciting. I mean, not obviously we have the entire 2024 season to look forward to, but 2025, like I
We're
think this is
never
another
there.
thing. This is another thing that Dave talked about with Schulte was, excited about this season. It's going to be a lot of fun, everything. But man, Dell's just getting started with this program, and what we're going to see in the next 2 and 3, 4 years could be really, really something different for Georgia State. A whole different approach. So.
It's exciting. I don't mean, I can't remember the last time we were in first place in recruiting ever.
Have we ever been? Have we ever been?
I don't know. We might have been. Maybe we didn't end up that way for sure, but like,
No.
just to see our name at the very top of the Sun Belt and their app states below you, whew, chills. I mean, you gotta love it.
It's where we want to be. It's where and I've never put a lot of a lot into the recruiting rankings because you never know. Like, I think one of the things that Coach Sean did do very well was he was able to find some players that played above their ratings.
Absolutely.
We definitely got some guys in there that no one ever heard of.
Wide receivers, running backs. Yeah, we had our fair share.
Who ended up getting transferring out to the P5 programs because of what they were able to accomplish. Yeah. So, all right, Ryan. It is time for you, man. Time for you to shine.
Your favorite part of the program.
No, it's time for me to bow out. I already tried to do this. Okay, like you blew this. All right, I was gonna be interested, and now it's just really time for me to.
All right, dim the lights. You're out of here.
I like it.
So
you should do that in protest.
I know what's happening.
On Thursday is when they announced the conference basketball schedules for men's and women's basketball. And I saw the women's basketball schedule first. And so I took a look at it. And it's fine. It's peculiar. It's peculiar, but it's fine. Here are my peculiarities. I could not spell that. I could not spell that if you asked me to. And I know that for a fact because I spelled it out on my notes and I had to get the spell check on it.
Fair enough.
All right. They play Old Dominion in back-to-back games, like 3 days apart.
Oh my god, crazy!
It's just weird. It's
crazy.
peculiar.
It is weird.
It's peculiar.
Crazy.
It's peculiar.
Oh my god!
Right?
That's because the dog that chose the schedule chose Old Dominion twice in a row.
You got burned down. We got burned
he
the whole
wasn't
thing
finished.
down, y'all.
He was not finished with that treat yet.
Yeah, he's right back to ODU, and that was it.
Crazy.
All right, and then we play Coastal not back to back, but with one game in between, and that's Trash Down South.
Oh my god!
It's just peculiar.
Oh my god! What the heck? What are they even thinking?
Hey Ryan, I'm not going to pick you up the tailgate on Thursday.
Oh wow!
What are they thinking? No, I'm with you. I'm in solidarity. What the heck? They have one game between them.
It's too bad you made him a host because you could just mute him right now.
I can still boot him forever.
It's too bad I got really drunk before this.
And then finally, the last peculiarity is the last 2 weeks are the same two teams.
What?
Played Jimmy Madison and Marshall, like the same two teams back to back weeks. It's just weird. It's peculiar. It's weird.
It's because they schedule themselves in a corner like, shit, now what? I'll just do this back to back. We're done.
Exactly. Oh, I couldn't remember which teams were in the conference. Oh, crap. We got to put these guys in there. Yeah. Ladies in there in this case. But it's peculiar. But I saw that. My point of even going over this was I saw it. And I'm like, all right, this is not a bad schedule. The home and away thing isn't horrible, but it's just weird.
I'm pretty sure they're just setting you up for the men's. That's what that was. That was like a little warning shot of you guys complained about the football schedule. Here's a little weird women's schedule. Watch what we do with the men's schedule.
And then the men's schedule dropped. And immediately, shenanigans. We end the season, the last 2 weeks of the college basketball season, we end 4 games on the road. 2 weeks, 4 games on the road.
They literally
Interesting.
just said, you don't like 4 games in a row of away or home? Watch this. We'll do it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the season,
Yes. The very end of the season, we are away the last 4 weeks.
nice. It's cold. It's like no, it's cold. I would rather tailgate earlier.
Well, yeah, well, you're
That's
still tailgating in
true.
February, but
Yeah.
still, I'm like, it's just absurd. It's like it's effectively ending this. It's the same thing it was with football the past 2 seasons, where we're 2 weeks on the road. Your season ends like 2 weeks earlier. It's garbage for the fan base. And then
It's not over.
Our last
and
home
that-
game is the day after Valentine's Day against your
No,
favorite team, Ryan, App State. Last home game.
I was like, are you
Yeah.
being sarcastic, or are you telling me the team that I would pick if like we weren't around?
You pick App State.
Oh.
I might pick App State.
You would.
oh man,
They like to get
You
high
guys-
there.
you guys have a connection that I'm unaware of. I did not know that App State was Ryan's favorite team.
You got Texas State. Ryan's got App State. I don't know who I have.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something, but I don't know.
I mean, Texas State is still just very confusing. At least Appy, like, beats the snot out of us, and I'm just,
Texas State's projected to win the SBC this year in football, right?
Yeah, no, they're not.
Depending on what rating you're
I
looking
mean,
at.
I guess
I mean-
somebody might have said so, but nah, they ain't doing it.
They're the sexy pick of the Sun Belt.
Are we gonna
Right
go?
now.
I can go to that game and justify it in ways.
If you're okay with having a layover in Newark, New Jersey, I was looking at flights today. Otherwise, they're super expensive.
No,
To
no.
San Marcos, a layover in New
Marcos.
Jersey.
Yeah, not really
Really?
logistically viable.
Yeah,
but
no, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, it's expensive. The flights are
But you know,
expensive
you
out
can
there.
just fly. You can fly into. I don't know if San Marcos is even an airport, but San Antonio or Austin.
I think Austin's where was what the airport was at.
They
Why
both
is it so-
work.
Why is it so expensive? Thanksgiving-ish? Is that what it is?
No idea. But it's
No,
it's
that's
like
the
it's
next
like
week.
$500. I'm not spending $500 to fly
No,
down there
that's a lot.
for
Crazy.
a couple of days.
What's
Did you try
closest,
Southwestern? Because they Southwestern out of
what's the closest airport?
Yeah, Southwestern, the airline that
Southwest.
avoids. Southwest Airlines,
yeah.
the one that avoids being shut down because they're using airplanes with Windows NT as their operating system.
they
so-
just don't use CrowdStrike. That's the answer. They use
okay.
another competing platform. What you read is all false.
Okay, I'm used to Ryan telling me that. So
I might work.
I
with
did. I told him all of that stuff with a lot of like firm, just like this is the fact, and I know the best thing. And
I
you know,
might have inside.
He was like, "I know,
knowledge.
Ryan, because you're the smartest guy I know."
Maybe.
What?
I might have inside knowledge. Maybe.
Oh no, I mean,
Okay.
you know, whatever. They're all just airlines flying
Hey,
the same airplanes. Like it's not a. Who
If you
cares?
if you ever saw an airplane with the floor out, you'd be like, "Holy f! I do not feel safe anymore."
well, yeah, I don't.
Ever.
I never totally feel safe ever.
You should.
Oh, I have
seeing it-
severe flight anxiety.
Right now, I have like some level
Oh,
of
sorry.
anxiety.
Actually, when you peel back the floor, it's amazing. It's like, oh yeah, this is great.
Why would do you peel back the floor when you fly on airplanes?
No, but I've seen the.
He like spits
Many.
and just like he's like that's gonna
I've
fall. on
seen
somebody."
parts of a plane taken out and live, and I'm like, what?
Have you ever been puked on an airplane?
No,
I've been puked on an airplane.
by
on
yourself.
purpose.
Not my puke.
On purpose though, where you like puke on me, baby.
No, it was a child's puke. It was a child's puke
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
on Thanksgiving
They make bags for that.
when I was doing a day flight and did not pack clothes because I was just flying there and flying back the same
Congrats,
day.
David. You're a dad.
But yeah, I was like 18.
Oh,
You weren't a
Oh, gross.
you weren't a dad.
Oh, I really did assume it was one of your kids. That's
This
gross.
show
This
just
is
took
gross now.
a left turn. Whoa.
I may have been. I don't know. I can't account for every
Some rando just puke on you.
rando's kid. I guess the kid was also a rando. Yeah.
Why did they puke on their parent?
Well, it's a really good question, Tim. I should have asked the 4-year-old that. Or
Why did you
3-year-old,
puke on
2-year-old.
your mom, kid?
Why don't you pull your kid's head in your lap and puke on yourself? Does San Marcos Regional Airport have any airlines or no? Probably not.
Well, if it's got an airport, I assume it's got an airline.
I think you're either San Antonio or Austin.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I still have more problems with the basketball schedule, but Ryan, I appreciate your way of deflecting the conversation.
well, we're 50 minutes in. Do we want to do last call for like this?
No, we got to do the schedule talk.
I know. It's
We're like,
not last call
Ryan,
talk.
Ryan,
I
this
just,
is it.
I just
This
felt
is all
like
I
I
have.
could try.
Ryan, bear down. We're halfway through it. All right. You just
Halfway through.
ride it out. Ride it out. All right.
I just felt like I felt like I could just take a swing and like
Just-
even if I knew the pitch was like wild, I was like, let's just try.
Hey, Ryan, bite the pillow. It'll be over soon.
Oh god. It just pinches a little at first.
No, the only other thing that I've got about the schedule, it's not that horrible. Is we start the conference schedule right there, after Christmas, and we have 4 home games in a row. When kids are not on campus, students are not on campus, and one of those is Trash Down South. So it's just
What about the one game?
That's
before
more of a
Christmas?
oh yeah,
The
and
one
there's
weird game.
There's oddly a road game before Christmas on the 21st. Yeah, that's weird too.
No one's going to it. Either school. No one's going to it.
But it is the closest opportunity to go to a game. It's Troy. We could go.
Ooh.
State.
Troy State.
Troy State University.
I was like, I'm gonna shut up for the rest of this bit just to like get done with it. And then here you go talking about teams I don't even know who the f you're talking about.
4 home games in a row, though. That's crazy.
And in the middle of that is the Trash Down South, which is always our highest attended home game. So it's just a bummer. This one I'm calling a bummer. I'm not saying this is not me saying the Sun Belt's got something against us.
Yeah.
But this is just a bummer. This is the same thing with the peculiarities of the women's basketball schedule. But I will give shit to them about having us ending the season 2 weeks, 4 games on the road. That's unacceptable. Last 2 games on the road, get it. Some team has to spend the last 2 weeks or last week on the road. I get that. Last 2 weeks, unacceptable.
All right, 4 away games in a row is just a shot over the bow of FU at the state of Atlanta. You complain about football, we're gonna double it down and screw you over. Yeah, us.
Nice.
We are the reason that we have the schedule.
What
us.
the F, Sun Belt?
It
Now
also
I'm
might,
interested.
it
Now I'm
also
like, why would they hate us so much?
well, it might have been a
But-
conversation David
Like
had in the football suite too.
whoa,
with the
whoa,
commissioner.
whoa. That's probably that seems unrelated.
Sorry, Commissioner Gill, but do your job better.
Fix
All
our schedule
right.
next year.
Sometimes leaders have to hear hard truths.
Fair statement. All right. That's all I've got.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, 53 minutes is pretty solid for an episode.
And we're going to start football in 2 more episodes? We're going to have
15 minutes.
we're going to talk to we have Rec Talk, I think, coming on to talk about the Georgia Tech game. I sent a message out today about to a Chattanooga podcast.
Ooh.
Chattanooga podcast. About them coming on. So and we have the ODU Monarchists, part of the College Huddle, coming on. So we'll be talking to some other teams about the games.
Well, can we just shit talk the whole time?
There's
We
no
can do that
Vandy
too.
podcast. I cannot find a Vandy podcast. I can't find
There's got to be one. Come
I
on.
can't find a Nashville radio. I did find. I think there was like a Tennessee or a Kentucky podcast. Like I can bullshit about Vandy for a half hour if you want me to. I was like, yeah.
Can we find like a?
Can I shit talk the whole time?
Can we find like a Vandy
Wouldn't have you.
blog maybe and get that person to come on and say, look, we know you just write, but come on our show.
Could you just write something and we'll just read it?
We'll read it. We'll interview them.
And then can I shit talk it?
Yeah, then you can
Absolutely.
we'll just have we'll interview you, Ryan, as the for like the authority on Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay,
So.
let's do it. If we can't find anybody, let's do it. I'll figure that
Wait,
out.
you can role
That'll
play.
be the most I brought to any episode of this podcast
No,
ever.
Ryan, you can role play and you can be Vanderbilt.
I will. I'll do that.
You can be the Commodore, or as I would call it, the Commodore.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, the Commodore. Got it. Yes.
No.
I'm in.
You could be the big V.
No, not the Commodore, the Common Door.
No. I'm the Commodore.
All right, I don't want to get into your bedroom antics right now. We're gonna go to last call before that happens.
I'm the Commodore now.
All right, you tell.
Whoa,
Tim
that's
that,
last
okay?
call.
All right, Tim, get us out of here before it gets worse.
All right. Thanks for listening. We're going to take a break here for a minute, let Ryan talk about his V a little bit more, and head over to last call. Maybe restock our beverages, maybe use the restroom. If you like what you heard, or if you didn't, join our Patreon at patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You'll get live access streaming to Last Call, discounts on merch, group chat action. You can tell us what seats you have for the Georgia Tech game, which is amazing. And adult beverages at tailgates because David hooked us up. $5.
Mac
you
hooked
become-
us up.
Mac
Well,
David
I mean-
hooked us up.
I mean, David,
We're good.
runner up, but Mac is the man.
The Mac Davy.
The Mac Davy hooked us up.
That combo.
$5 a month. That's all it takes to become a fan of our show. We'd love to have you aboard. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
And if we do tailgate on Thursday, I will buy your beer. But if we go to a bar, I will not buy your beer. So
Ooh.
yes, peace. Oh, balloons.
Does peace do balloons to you?